Disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. All use is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
So he changes his mind and suggests they go for a walk instead. On the way, they see a cat, and the hero tries to show that he has overcome his allergy to impress the heroine. They then go to an amusement park, and the heroine expresses her desire to play the bumper cars. They try it out, and the hero wants to confess his feelings, but the kids keep bumping into him, and he gets frustrated, focusing only on bumping into them and forgetting his confession. When the time is up, the heroine quickly gets out of the car because he is not good at driving. They return home exhausted. As soon as they arrive, the heroine sits on the couch to rest. The hero puts her slippers on her feet. When he goes to the bathroom and comes back, he finds that she has fallen asleep. He picks her up and takes her to her room. When he places her on the bed, she sleeps on his arm. He doesn't want to wake her, so he stays still for a long time until she finally rolls over. His arm hurts, but he covers her, turns off the light, and leaves. The next morning, the heroine wakes up and finds the hero in the kitchen, preparing her favorite food. She eats happily because he made it himself, which makes her even happier. The hero tries to gather the courage to confess his feelings, but is shocked when she asks if he loves her. Gathering his courage, the hero finally tells her that he loves her. The heroine, feeling shy and embarrassed, is happy that he finally confessed. She is nervous but admits that she loves him too. The hero is overjoyed to know that she shares his feelings. The heroine, still feeling shy, goes into her room. She's overjoyed yet shy, and she changes her clothes and gets ready to go find him because from now on she plans to take better care of herself. When he sees her, he's impressed by her appearance but feels too nervous to say anything. Before she leaves for work, he tells her to take care of herself. Well done, that's all he could manage to say. At work, she keeps checking her phone to see if he has messaged her. Come on, send me a message, she thinks, but unfortunately there's nothing. Meanwhile, he's studying with Wong in the park and tells her that he's tired of studying. He tosses the books aside and rests his head on her lap. Wong still has doubts about his feelings because she was the one who confessed first, but Fubby reassures her that his feelings are genuine. He leaves, feeling upset that she still doubts him. The heroine finishes work and exits the company, expecting the hero to be waiting for her like usual, but he's not there. She walks to the bus stop, feeling disappointed, but here comes the surprise, dear viewer. He's waiting for her there, and she's thrilled to see him. However, she's nervous and doesn't know what to say. They get ready to board the bus, and due to the crowd, she bumps into him. The hero offers his hand to help her. They board the bus, and there's only one seat left. He insists that she take it. The heroine notices a couple cuddling on the bus and sneaks glances at the hero but gets embarrassed and looks out the window instead. The hero keeps his focus on her the entire ride. When she tries to close the window but can't, he moves close to help her shut it. When they reach the apartment, the hero is nervous and accidentally puts on the wrong slippers. When he realizes it, the heroine tries to help him take them off but feels embarrassed and removes them himself. She heads to the bathroom, and the hero lights some candles for a romantic dinner. But our clever heroine, when she comes out, asks, "Why did you light candles? We have electricity, just turn on the lights." Then she realizes the situation. She's put herself in, turns off the lights again, and apologizes, urging him to continue what he was doing. The delivery arrives and they eat together. However, the heroine struggles with using a fork and knife, so she tells the hero, "We're not fancy like that. Let's just eat with our hands like normal people." After dinner, they watch a horror movie, which is her favorite. It seems like we're also going to love horror movies now. Right, the hero tries to get closer and hold her hand, but our heroine is completely absorbed in the movie, detached from the world. He gets up to turn off the lights to make the atmosphere more fitting for a horror film, but she grabs his arm and says, "Please don't. I'm already terrified." Why do you watch horror movies if you're so scared, he wonders. Is she just a masochist who wants to scare herself for fun? The hero holds her hand and moves closer. Just then her phone rings. She goes to answer the call from her friend Wong, who's having an argument with Fubby. Our hero waits for her to finish so they can continue their moment, but she takes too long, and he ends up going to his room to sleep. The next day, the heroine goes to work and meets a famous person who is there to film a commercial for her company. She finds messages from the hero checking on her, and she realizes she misses him. She asks him to come to her workplace and bring an envelope she forgot on the desk. Naturally, our hero seizes the opportunity and brings the envelope to her. At the filming location, he finds her asleep and sits beside her, letting her rest her head on his shoulder. But then her manager calls to end the break. She excuses herself from the hero and heads back to the studio, where there's a problem with the outfit being too short for the actor. The heroine starts thinking quickly to solve the issue. The heroine takes the jacket from the hero and gives it to the actor for the commercial shoot. Then, remembering the cold weather, she takes the jacket back and helps the hero put it on, cupping his cheeks and saying, "Feeling chilly, handsome." She leaves him to re-enter the studio, where the hero opens the envelope in the jacket pocket. He finds a picture with "My future husband" written on it. Embarrassed, the heroine explains that her friend admires him and wanted his autograph. He signs the picture for her and tells her she has a bright future in advertising. He even gives her his number in case she needs anything, making the hero feel a pang of jealousy. The heroine then leaves with the hero, holding hands as they walk. They head to a children's play area where the heroine has always wanted to go, but an adult needs a child to enter. The hero gets creative and borrows a child, calling the heroine "my little bunny." They enter and have a fun time playing with the child, laughing and enjoying themselves. Later, as they walk home in the cold, the hero holds her hand to warm her up. They plan to watch a horror movie together, but when they reach home, they find Wang waiting for them. She asks to speak to the hero, but instead ends up in the heroine's room, venting about her relationship issues with Fubby. The hero, irritated and wanting to spend time with the heroine, keeps interrupting them. Under various pretexts like needing water, tea, or food, his persistence is almost comical, but Wang remains oblivious and stays late, eventually sleeping over. The hero, frustrated, goes to bed. He wakes up thirsty in the middle of the night and heads to the kitchen for a drink. At the same time, the heroine wakes up and, seeing him, calls out. As she walks towards him, she slips, but of course the hero catches her just in time. They share a lingering gaze before he pulls her close. They decide to figure out how to get Wang to leave. The next day, the hero calls Fubby, asking him to come and take Wang away. When the three of them have breakfast together, the hero flirts with the heroine under the table to avoid Wang noticing. Wang announces she has an exam and must leave, much to the hero's delight. The heroine, pretending to be disappointed, insists Wang stay longer. But when Wang leaves, she finds Fubby waiting outside on his motorcycle. He offers to take her to the exam, but she declines and takes a taxi instead, secretly pleased by his attention. During the taxi ride, she keeps looking back to see if Fubby is following her. Stuck in traffic, Fubby suddenly appears, pulls her onto his motorcycle to avoid the delay, and speeds off towards the university. He hands her a helmet, tells her to hold on tight, and drives as fast as he can to get her to the exam on time. He encourages her to focus on the exam as she heads inside. Meanwhile, our main couple finally watches the horror movie they plan to see. They have lunch, do everything together, and even play ping pong, where the hero, despite his academic brilliance, can't manage to beat her. The hero blames the ping pong paddle for losing and refuses to continue, suggesting they take a walk instead. While strolling, the heroine sees some young people skateboarding and is impressed. Feeling a bit jealous, the hero decides to try and impress her by borrowing a skateboard. However, not knowing how to use it, he falls flat on his face. They laugh it off and head home, tired but happy. They stay up late watching TV, each resisting sleep to spend more time with the other. Eventually, the heroine falls asleep on the hero's shoulder, and he soon dozes off as well, resting his head on hers. They wake up the next morning, the heroine feeling embarrassed, pretending to be asleep. She waits until the hero gently wakes her up, teasing her about pretending. The heroine gets ready for work, and the hero heads to the lab. At the lab, the professor introduces them to a new student named Lu, who is studying in Germany, and is there to help them with a project that could lead to a scholarship opportunity. Later, the hero meets Fubby and sees him playing ping pong with Wang. Annoyed that Fubby never taught him to play, the hero insists that Fubby now teach him.